I was growing and progressing in so many areas, but I felt like this relationship wasn't.
Because all I ever heard was, if you ever, I would put you out.
You said the same thing.
I was pouring out so much of my heart, I forgot to actually say, will you marry me?
He ended the speech, and I was just like, are you going to ask me to marry you?
When you're young and you're just attracted to different people, you feel like, I got these wrapped around my finger. Then all of a sudden there's one that I don't want to go anywhere, and it's like, every little thing start hurting your feelings, and you're like,
like, I'm not that type of girl. Like,
y'all thought we was out the game, but we just getting started. What's going on, my good people? Welcome back to the Further Mucking Ballads podcast. I am part B of your host, Roberto.
And I'm Jamila Ballard. We have special guests today with us, joining us for the very first time on the Further Mucking Ballads podcast. We have my daughter, my firstborn, Niara, also known as Nia, also known as Princess Nia. Everybody give it up. Baby girl, who's not a baby no more. She's 29 years old. And sitting to her left is her wonderful newly fiance, Carlos. Aren't they cute? They are newly engaged. Babe, do you remember being newly engaged?
No, I don't.
Yes, you do.
I don't remember. We've been married, so I don't remember.
Anyway, y'all say hello, please.
Hi.
They also are revving up their own podcast. They have a channel. We'll link all the information.
Yeah.
And you're gonna put it.
You go ahead and introduce it.
You want to go ahead and say?
we don't have a podcast yet. But you can follow me on Instagram at nia.xcv. So that's nia.xcv. On TikTok, Niara Smith. On Instagram, you can look Niara Smith.
But we'll put
YouTube, Niara Smith. Basically, Niara Smith on social media.
The links will be in the description.
Yeah.
I'll do my best. I'll do my best to put the links in the description. Y'all know I get a little shitty with that sometimes.
They're probably looking at it right now.
And what do you do? He's a gamer and streamer.
Yeah.
You game?
So
Yeah.
All right, cool.
I'm gonna start streaming soon.
what's your at?
My at is at YoMagic21 on Twitch, and on Instagram is YoMagic21 also on Instagram.
And
Now, when you came up with that name, Yo Magic, did you say it like that, or did you have something else in your mind?
No, my nickname is Magic, so growing up, everybody used to say Yo Magic, so
Gotcha.
that was my first email.
Gotcha.
Yo Magic at Yahoo, and I just...
Where'd that come from?
What, Magic?
Magic. Mm-hmm.
So a movie that my dad watched called Blood In and Blood Out. I still haven't watched the movie, unfortunately. But apparently it's about gangs, and one of the gang members' name was Magic, and he was very loyal.
Oh.
So my dad said that he wants me to grow up to be like that.
Oh, God bless. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Y'all heard that? He said to be very loyal. We need more loyal men in this damn world.
Amen. And
More
all the
what?
ladies said.
Agreed.
Well.
Oh, amen.
So we've been waiting for a long time to do this. We have so much to talk about that it's kind of like, in my mind, I'm like, do we go this way? Do we go that way? Do we talk about this? And I always wanted to talk about healing, always. You know, that's always my thing. But today we're going to just talk about, we probably will get into that possibly. We'll see. But we want to talk about the engagement. Carlos, dime, ¿qué pasó?
How?
What took place inside of you when you said, like, what did you say to yourself? Because I don't want to put I was about to say when you said, okay, I'm going to
start where you
I don't know
to start.
what you said exactly to yourself. So what was that conversation?
It was
like
moving forward. I was like, especially in a relationship, I felt like I was very stagnant in a relationship. And it's something I always wanted, but I didn't know much about. I didn't know much about the whole thing about marriage and even engagement and all that stuff. But as when we moved to Florida, we moved to a church we visited a church called Life Point, and that's where I found God. So through God is when I started started reading the Bible, learning about marriage, learning about proposals, and how to honor thy parents and honor thy wife and all that stuff. So it just felt right. One day I went to go buy the ring, and I was so excited. Unfortunately, I didn't tell anybody. I just kept it in. So I bought it like on a Thursday, and then Friday comes. And I got off of work. I had a very hard week. I come home and she bought me so many gifts. Like, oh, sorry that you had a hard week. I had chocolate strawberries because, I love chocolate strawberries. Nice. And a bunch of gifts for me. And, like...
That's very thoughtful.
Yeah. And my heart was just like... I literally fell on the ground. I was, like, probably hyperventilating. I was, like, so... Like, I guess the feeling of happiness is just, like, there. So I had told her, like, oh, I got something for you, too, but I don't want to give it. And with her, she's like, you can't do that. You can't do that.
Exactly.
You can't do that.
You can't tell me you got something.
So I was so excited, and then it just came. Like, I went and got the ring and then proposed.
Nice.
So it was the most excited that I've ever been in my entire life. I'm not. She could testify for this. Like, I'm not one to show excitement. Like, she's bought me stuff for my birthdays. I've always wanted to go to New Orleans. She told me to go to New Orleans, and I didn't even know how to show it. She was like, you're going to cry when I tell you, and I didn't cry at all. I felt so bad because I was like, I was so excited inside. I just never know how to express it.
Mm-hmm.
But that day, it just came out. So it was very interesting.
Dope.
And let me just say first, they have been together since high school.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Since
2013.
11 years.
Yeah.
Wow.
11 years. And living together for
11 years.
11 years.
Mm-hmm.
So
wait, and what was Niara's? Tell us about yours. Yeah.
Well, first of all, I was asleep when he came home.
yeah, she was full asleep.
Because he gets home so late off of work. I was knocked out. And then I was like, normally, like, okay, I realized he came home. So I'm like kind of waking up, like kind of trying to stay up. But also I'm like, all right, it's time for me to transfer from the couch to the bed.
Mm-hmm.
It's literally what she was doing when I proposed.
Yeah.
She was literally
So
going
I had
from
the
the
blanket
couch
on
to
me
the
and
bed.
I was walking to the bed and he said something to get my attention to make me turn back around toward the kitchen and he was on his knee and I was like,
babe, wait. She was just like,
What's up?
But you got down on your knee?
yes.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Okay.
Very
Before
nice.
she turned around.
Very
then
nice.
So she turned around and you were just
she turned
down
around.
on
Yeah,
your
she was
knee.
just like
Yeah.
stuck. And I was just like, I just started pouring out to her. I was pouring out so much of my heart, I forgot to actually say, will you marry me? I was just
and I was like,
expressing how
and then
I feel.
he ended the speech and I was just like, are you going to ask me to marry you?
You forgot that part.
Yes.
That's the important part.
I was just expressing my feelings, which I don't do often, unfortunately, but I was just expressing everything to her. And I was just like, her face, too, was kind of off, too, because like I said, she was half asleep, so she was just looking at me like,
I was in shock.
are you going to ask me to marry you? I'm like, oh, yeah, I forgot about that part.
So did she already, the box was open?
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, she
Okay.
saw the ring, yeah.
Did you see the ring? Because I remember
I wasn't looking at the
weird.
ring.
Exactly.
I was not looking at the ring. I was just like,
Nice.
is he
I
on
don't
his
remember
knee?
seeing the ring either. Yeah, I really thought that's
Nice.
weird. Because you would think everybody talks about how women are all about getting that ring, but in that moment, no, you don't. It's just kind of like
Okay.
you're like a deer caught in headlights at that moment.
I
Yeah.
got a question. So you guys said you
Anyway, I just want to say this real quick. I'm sorry. Don't lose your train of thought. Okay. So obviously I already mentioned this is my first child. And I'm like trying not to get emotional, but to even look at her at 29 years old, like it's just you can't really describe what that's like to look at
respect.
because literally you came from my body and you were this newborn baby and now you're grown and you're all beautiful and you have a fiance who loves and so I visited with them in Florida at their home. This was a couple months ago.
Right before the proposal.
And that was really just a beautiful visit for me. Really, really, really beautiful. Really nice to see where they are in life and where they are as a couple. So by the time I woke up and she sent a picture of the ring. And so as soon as I picked up my phone, I'm just like, oh
After you
it is
just
just the most, it is one of those moments in life that you just will never, you can't even put it into words. You like, I'll never forget it. And I'm just like, babe.
Yeah.
babe, look, they're engaged. So, you know, from the bottom of our hearts, and I know we've already told y'all this, but like, congratulations is not even a big enough word. It's just so beautiful to see y'all get to this point.
Tough because like we're two different people growing up, still learning, and also making changes as we're growing up together. So, but it was one of the toughest things, but one of the best things. You know, having each other, having another person that cares about me so much. You know, even more than I care about myself at some points. You know, that this person cares about me way more than I care about myself.
It's funny that you say that because I think that's the earmark of a man. That you care about. Like I care about my wife to a detriment sometimes. Like I'll be dead tired, you know, bloody, bleeding. I'm gonna make sure she's good though.
Yes.
And I say that because I think there's a lot of women who suffer in the world who never ever get to experience a person who cares and loves for them in that way, man.
And this is why I say God is so faithful because, oh boy, to have it. And then to see my daughter has it as well.
It is
and then especially after every, you know, you already know, but my last life was extremely challenging. Extremely in so many ways. And so even looking back, knowing that she had a friend, you know, because we need that. We need that. We all really need that.
And that's what it was. A real true friendship.
Let me ask you a question. So, you know,
nobody wants to think about their child having been hurt, but I'm aware of that. Like I'm not stupid, and my relationship with God is real.
Absolutely.
So to know that she had comfort, you know, she's never sold my child that she's not a human being.
Right.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Ever.
Absolutely.
And so even that is like that's a blessing. That's a blessing. Yeah. I'm really glad that you had that, and you still have that.
Thanks.
Yeah.
You had a question, Robert?
Yeah.
So in this world we live in, right? They say if you've been dating for a long period of time. So I'm old school. After about 2 or 3 years, it's time for a proposal or time to move on. My question is, at any point in this period, did you guys feel that way? More so you?
Yeah.
That's a good question.
That's a great question.
I realized that what was happening was, that was a really good question. I was realizing what was happening in my life was I was growing and progressing in so many areas, but I felt like this relationship wasn't. Like this was like the one area where it just wasn't progressing. But that's because I was looking through the wrong lens. Like I was looking at, we needed to be engaged, we needed to be married, but there was a lot of things that like were tied to that. There was, you know, kind of conviction I was feeling with God, living with my boyfriend and stuff like that. So I felt like I had to be married, but I realized everything was in God's timing. And now that I'm looking at our situation, this was the perfect timing. Like it was a perfect timing. There's no time limit. There's no 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. It's not the case. Like this is when it was supposed to be. And had I not waited 11 years, I could have missed out on everything that my life is about to be now, because I was rushing it from outside influences. But also that's because I didn't have people to talk to. I didn't ask people questions. I didn't have the guidance. I was really just molding my life how I thought life was supposed to be. Like I had this picture that it's supposed to be this way. Let me make sure everything goes the way it's supposed to go, instead of just letting God like just take over my let me just be the puppet and just live in the moments. Every moment that passes by. And now that I'm realizing that now as I'm older, I'm really glad that we waited as long as we did, because it couldn't be any better. This is perfect.
It was all on God's time. I think if we would have truthfully rushed it, because from everybody else, they were trying to rush it. You know, outside influences. Y'all been living together.
People,
y'all should be married.
Social media.
And it's like, what are y'all doing? Stuff like that. But we were dealing with our own battles, you know, as individuals, you know, and then
I don't think you all realized that you were, you know, sometimes it's hard to give yourself credit, right? Yeah. And so I'm gonna say, to your credit, you were smart enough to know
So,
when not to listen to people.
Yeah.
You didn't realize you were smart enough at the time.
Yeah.
But you were.
Yeah.
Somehow, instinctively, you were just like, nah.
Yeah. Because it was eating me up. Because like, she was feeling the pressure. You know, we was together for 10 years, and she would say things like, "When is it gonna happen? Like, what's going on? Like, we've been together for 10 years, 7 years. Like, I'm not gonna make it to 10 years."
So that's interesting because say you had been together 10 years and we met at 40. That's a little different.
Yeah.
10 years and y'all met as teenagers.
Yeah.
So it's not, you know what I mean? That's different.
Yeah.
You don't know anything.
Let me clarify that real quick.
If we met,
That's
I
a
was
good point.
39
That's
when
a
I
good
met him.
point.
I was almost 40.
That's a good point.
He would definitely wouldn't have gotten 10 daggone years.
If you are 30, 40, and 50, waiting 10 years is ridiculous.
Okay.
It's ridiculous because, so when I...
Yeah, that's the thing.
When
Is
I
that it's
proposed-
not exactly like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
10
I was
years-
45.
You weren't 45, babe.
Well, how old was I? 41?
40 something.
I was 40 something. I was 40.
Look, I just learned today I'm not 53. I'm not
did.
So
sure.
you 52.
I'm not
She
sure.
did.
So I love what they just said because
You weren't 45. You were probably like 43.
43. Okay, I was 40, but I love what you guys just said because
I'm sorry. Go ahead, babe.
I love what you guys said because I think it's something that needs to be clarified. When you are younger, you should give yourself permission to grow.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
You should give yourself
yes.
permission to grow.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah. I was very wrong to be rushing it, but I didn't know.
Right.
I didn't know.
Right.
I'm a girl living in a girl's world, and I'm
Right.
like, let's go, you know. But
I think a proposal at
It was
anything younger, like I would say 25
it's crazy.
and under,
It's
It's
crazy.
crazy.
Yeah.
I agree.
yeah.
For you to think that,
Yeah.
well, we
You're not ready
knew we
for
were
it.
gonna be together forever.
Yeah.
That was another thing. It was like we knew we were gonna be together forever, so it was also like,
What's
are we
going
waiting
on?
for?
What's going
Like,
on?
what exactly
Interesting.
are we waiting for?
Interesting.
You know,
what would you say we waited for?
Let me just say real
I'll
quick.
tell you what I think
You're
it was.
29,
Okay.
Carlos.
I'm 30.
30. Okay.
In March, we both
Yeah.
turned. Well, I turned 31, and then she turns 30.
This March, yeah.
This March coming up. But I think I wasn't waiting for anything. But like you said, everything's on God's timing, and I didn't really found God until we moved to Florida. So I think it was that. I think if we would have rushed it, me not understanding what marriage is, me not understanding,
That's what I was gonna
you know,
say.
my purpose in our relationship.
Yeah.
So I think we would have fell out, truthfully,
Mm-hmm.
because like you would have had you have a good relationship with God, and you would have had
Yep.
your expectations.
That's exactly what we waited for.
And I didn't have that relationship with God, you know, growing up. I didn't grow up in a household where, you know, we prayed every night and stuff like that. I remember the first time I seen somebody pray, it was my cousin, and we were at his house, and my uncle was like, "Oh, let's pray," and then we did a prayer, and I was like, "Who are we even talking to right now?" So I didn't grow up with that. So, like I said, we moved to Florida. We decided to move to Miami, and she took me to church, and she's always been trying to take me to churches.
Cool.
But we did try to go to churches when we were younger, but it was all like passing around tithes and offering, like just money, and not really giving back, and not giving back to the community.
Yeah,
it was just like
Right.
it wasn't like what it was, and when we moved to Miami. So I think that's what God was waiting for me to actually have
Find
a relationship with Him,
Amen.
Yeah.
and what brought us even closer together, closer than we've been over the last 10 years.
Dope.
I think what's interesting too is that you and I did not, you know, wait. And we were young and married and had a bunch of kids.
Oh, you're talking about
Early.
yeah.
Yeah. So here it's interesting that we're sitting here.
Yeah.
That's what we did.
Yeah.
We recovered from that.
Yeah.
We're on our second life.
Yeah.
Literally, it always feels like I'm
Yeah.
on my second life. Like
Yeah.
I remember that person.
Yeah, because
But I'm just-
Yeah.
So how did
Exactly.
on that end? How like did you feel like you needed to, like when you were in a relationship that young? Did you feel like after 2-3 years, like what are we doing? Do we need to get married?
No.
And then I got married. Like
No.
how did that go?
So it's we felt like we grew up. Well, he grew up in the church, really in the church. Okay.
Okay.
I grew up always kind of. I need God. I want God, and just kind of just at times going to church with my friends and going to their churches or whoever's like in our area. But I wasn't like, my mom did not have us in church like that.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
She probably would say she did, but that's another story. So I felt like it was just the right thing to do.
Yeah.
It wasn't like, oh, we've been together, we're in love. Honestly, it wasn't.
Yeah.
It was not like that. It was like, oops.
Yeah,
how
for
do we
me,
fix this?
it was we having a
Get
baby.
married.
I want.
Yeah.
I don't want to go to hell, so I gotta get married.
Oh,
Same
okay.
thing.
Really?
Yeah.
Really,
Yeah.
really.
And,
I don't want to go to hell. He's already punishing me, so I'm gonna do the right thing, and I'm gonna get married.
I didn't think I was gonna go to hell,
I thought I was gonna go to
but
hell.
I hear that story a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Times were so different back then. Like, if anyone's watching and they're not, they're not 70s and 80s babies,
right.
Times were just so different back then.
Yeah.
The church
So
folk back
if
then
you
was
were
crazy.
pregnant and you weren't married,
Yeah.
it was like,
A sin.
Frowned upon. It was like frowned upon.
yeah, like my mother would kick me out the
Shamed,
house.
Yeah.
Yes.
it was.
Yes.
I'm gonna say
Yeah.
this. This is how bad it was.
And that's how I ended up living with my father when I was pregnant with Yara. Because all I ever heard was, if you ever, I would put you out.
You said the same
And
thing. though.
so,
You said the same thing.
that I would put you out?
Oh, for sure.
And she was pregnant.
Yeah, I'm glad I didn't get pregnant.
But I also, but then again, when you're,
Yeah.
I was always
Yeah,
growing.
it's what you
so
do.
I also, wait.
Yeah.
So I also remember telling her when she got
Yeah.
older, if it ever happened, you don't have to keep it a secret, because I felt like I had to keep it a secret, and I didn't tell my mother. I was 5 months pregnant. I also remember that, and you don't remember that conversation. Interesting. Oh, okay.
It was
Because I remember.
I think it was that
Yeah.
like when I was it was like up to 14, and then after 14 it was like if you
No, it was the other way around. No, it was the other way around. It was the other way around. Because once I felt like you were at an age where it could happen. What if it was my child? Then I realized, okay, I want to have this conversation, because I never wanted her to feel what I felt. I felt ashamed, scared. I have to keep a secret. So nobody knew for 5 months.
But that's all we knew, though.
Yeah.
That's all we knew.
Nobody knew for 5 months.
Yeah, I would have felt like that too.
Yeah.
5 months is a long time.
That was
I'm gonna tell you how bad it
going
was.
through
That
that
was
by
you.
yourself. Yeah.
Again, this is the 80s, church world. And so I'm really happy that you guys took the time to mature. Because I was 19, 20. I remember we at that time we went to the Justice of the Peace. I lied to you not. As I'm walking out of the courthouse, walking down the sidewalk, the only thing I thought was, you made the biggest mistake of your life. Remember something? I literally, I said I do. I came out the courthouse. I'm walking down, and literally all I saw was like it was sunny, but it was like my head was foggy, and inside I felt like you made the biggest mistake of your life.
I had that feeling.
How do you go back
The
from
foggy thing that
You
you're
go back in
talking
and you grab
about.
the paper.
Yeah.
How do you go back from that?
Let me get that paper back.
You suffered for 17 years, and that's what happened. But again,
I had that feeling, like it was weird. I can't even explain it.
Yeah, it's hard to explain.
You're standing there, and you hear them saying, "Do you take?"
Yeah.
And you're just like,
It's like Charlie
I
Brown.
need to stop this.
Wah, wah,
But you
wah.
feel like you feel like you can't.
You
Probably was
It's
God
weird.
telling you
It's
you
so
should.
weird.
That's probably God
Uh-oh.
telling you you should run.
Yeah.
But for some reason you had to go through that.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Did you figure out the reason?
Well, here's the thing.
Yeah.
We will never know all the answers. We
Right.
never will.
No,
There
no.
will be some things where we'll just always wonder, like, Lord, why? Right? But I know that being married to him every single day, I have memories from the past that make me so grateful every single day.
Yeah.
Every single day, because it's such a stark contrast. And I think had I not gone through all of that, I don't know if I would feel like that. Sometimes you need to know the
to
pain to be
appreciate
able to
it.
take it. Yeah.
And technically speaking, you guys did the same thing. You just did it in a different form.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like that 10-year period, that the arguing.
A lot of growth happened.
Yeah.
A lot of growth.
Not the same.
Well, no.
No, it's a different
No,
form.
for
Different
sure.
format.
We did learn
It's
how to
like-
appreciate
it's-
each other
To
better.
appreciate.
So much, yeah.
Correct.
So much.
Because I can honestly say,
I think they
All
did
of
it
that-
the ideal way, even though that wasn't their intention.
I totally agree with you.
To
I
get to
totally
know each
agree with
other,
you.
take your time.
I totally
Yeah.
agree with you.
That's why I always tell people too. If I try to give like there's couples that see us that are younger than us, and they're like, "We want what you want." Like, do you really? Because y'all don't understand the 10 years
The
of
work,
You don't
the
know.
work,
bickering and back.
the
Like,
work.
like especially since we were so young. Like, I always say develop yourself first, and you'll find love later. That's how I feel. Truthfully, it's like work on yourself.
Find God first, and then find love.
Yeah, yeah. Well, yeah.
You can't love if you don't have God. Because God is love.
Yeah, amen.
People want to be in this relationship and see these relationships and don't understand.
Because they see it's glamorized.
Yeah. Y'all see the
know.
pictures
So-
that people post on Instagram.
Here's the thing, though, about the 10 years that y'all took,
Disney.
right?
Yeah.
I think the beginning years are a struggle and a challenge and tough no matter what. No matter what.
No matter
If
how
you
old
already
you are.
know God, no matter how old you, like for us, you're unlearning a lot of dysfunction and defense mechanisms that you had from, you know what I mean? So it's different challenges,
It is.
and then some of the challenges are really the same because it's just two lives coming together as one.
Right.
So it's all of your upbringing and your upbringing, and so it's at the end of the day, it's just tough. It just is. Life on earth is tough.
Yeah.
So coming together with another person, and now you're realizing, okay, so one thing we talked about was that everybody talks about love, right? But what I realized is I don't think a lot of us are good at just receiving love. Just receiving it. Because we learn how to protect ourselves and push people away, and sometimes we're pushing them away when we actually can't even imagine life without them. When we're still pushing you away because you could hurt me. So let me just stiffen up.
It's a defense mechanism. It's a defense mechanism.
Right.
Definitely.
So it's just a matter of life on earth and being two human beings and the power of something that bond and love. It's gonna be challenging no matter what. No matter who you are.
No matter who it is.
Because this is the one person that you're letting all the way in. And you really care about this one. Like when you're young and you're just attracted to different people, you feel like, I got these niggas wrapped around my finger. Then all of a sudden there's one that I don't want to go anywhere, and it's like, every little thing start hurting your feelings, and you're like,
like I'm not that type of girl. Like,
what the heck? Why am I acting like? And then it's embarrassing, and then you can't even apologize. You're embarrassed that you acted so stupid.
It's humbling. It's humbling.
It's very humbling.
Yeah,
she made me feel jealousy for the first time. I remember that.
Tell us about that.
No.
Probably not.
Okay.
Next time.
But you felt jealous.
Yeah, of course it did.
I think everybody feels it. Everybody feels it. When you really want the person that you're with.
Oh, absolutely.
Yes. It's
absolutely.
like a instinctive.
Absolutely.
Yes, you're going to feel jealous.
I want to throw a little.
It's what do you do when you feel jealous?
Yes, exactly.
Because you can develop very toxic
traits.
habits. You can.
You don't bust nobody's car. You don't bust nobody's window.
You don't bust
car.
the windows out your car. Stuff like that.
I wrote a blog years ago called "No More Pancakes," right? So my wife heard the story. I'm gonna make it real short. So when I was a kid, I had a habit of I always wanted my father's approval. So I know how to cook really early. So I made him a big breakfast, pancakes and sausage, and I remember taking him the pancakes. And this one time, he treated me like I was his son. The only time ever.
This was your stepdad.
Stepdad, right, right. And most of the time, he didn't give a rat's ass about me. But this one day, right, it affected me in such a way that what I did was I duplicated that in life. So I realized if I do something for somebody, they would care about me, they would love me. And so in our relationship, I can say probably the last 5 years, I've learned to let it go because I always wanted her to love me. And so my thing is, if I do enough, she'll keep loving me.
Yeah.
And that wasn't something.
And that's something that just came from within yourself.
Within me. Yeah. It wasn't her, but that's something I had to overcome, so that we as a couple can be.
Yeah. Yeah. Because you're looking for like acceptance.
Yes. Yes. And so in the beginning of our relationship,
you definitely had trust issues.
Yeah, well, I had everything issues.
I'm not saying I didn't. I'm not saying I didn't. I think when people talk about trust issues, who the heck on earth does not is not afraid to trust somebody?
Right.
Yeah.
Sure, absolutely. It's the hardest thing in the world.
Exactly.
It's the hardest thing in the world. But
there are people with serious trust issues.
True. Okay, there you go. Yeah.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm one of those people too.
Same.
Yeah.
If you've ever been betrayed, hurt, cheated on, cheated on, and cheating isn't the only thing
Right.
that causes it.
Yeah.
Then it makes you afraid. Yes, it makes you afraid to trust. And not only that, but just being in this world and hearing the stuff that happens and things that people do to each other.
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes you afraid,
To trust.
yeah, what if that happens?
But that's why in my head I would do things. Because I don't even think I even thought about trust, but my thing is
What things do you feel like you did with
it was the
Eva?
acceptance of love. I'm like, nah, I don't want her to go nowhere, so I'm going to make sure I smother her.
Yeah.
Which is equally as damaging. That's something I had to learn.
Yeah. And then I started breaking out of that like the Hulk.
Yeah. Because nobody wants to be controlled.
Because at some point I realized that I'm like, yeah, we got, and I literally felt like I had to put my foot down. But I knew the thing was, it took a minute for it to even feel like it was that you were controlling. I don't know how to even explain that. Like, it didn't feel like you were being controlling for a while. For the first week, it didn't feel like that. But at some point, I was like...
So you were controlling.
So here's the thing. I knew that wasn't his intention.
Mm-hmm.
I knew it wasn't his intention. I knew where it was coming from. And so I tried to just sort of nurture that and show him, like, he just needs to see
my
that
thing
I'm trustworthy. And he has nothing to worry about.
So when did you know that you had that in you, like, about the pancake story? Like, when did you know that you needed acceptance?
Yeah, when did you figure out that was what you were doing?
That was something that you were doing. And you're in this relationship?
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Oh, in this relationship, okay.
Yeah, that's a good question. When did you?
Well, then,
that's it.
Let me qualify this.
I know what you mean.
Right,
I'm just
but
saying.
I'm talking about for them.
Go ahead.
This stuff's in my head, so I'm because we go through all these issues, but we don't express them and we don't talk about them.
Battling your own demons.
Right.
In my head, I could be wrong.
It sounds like fear of abandonment and rejection. That's
It
what
is.
it sounds like.
So I can buy her a brand new car. In my mind, I want the brand new car to make us so happy that we never argue again. That's impossible.
Impossible, yeah.
But in my head,
You thought that would be that, yeah.
I'm just kidding.
but I'm saying like that.
Okay, I get
That was
it.
a
That's
pancake.
not how life.
Yeah.
I get
what
what.
you're saying.
No, I definitely get what you're saying.
So you feel like you had to work for love. Like you don't
1000%.
have like you didn't. Well, you know better now.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, we good.
That's
now.
it. So I remember, those type of battles. Yeah, I do.
Right. So when you say what was I controlling, I was so afraid of life getting off the track that I tried to control life. So when it comes to the money and when it comes to this, so I'm so afraid of like if I let go of life gonna freaking derail me. I'm never gonna be able to get back. So in my mind, I'm like, I'm gonna control this guy.
Baby,
Everything.
Yeah.
So wait,
that's how I was. It was literally taking
still
over
feel
my
like that?
entire life.
Sometimes.
Yeah, that's how.
Yeah?
you still feel like that sometimes.
We're both like
Like
controlling.
I so controlling. Like, I felt like I had to do everything exactly right. Like I had to do it right, or the picture that I had in my mind of where I wanted to be, I was not gonna get there unless I controlled every little thing.
Yeah.
And controlling every little thing created side stuff, having trust issues on him. I can't control him. He's a whole person.
Yes.
I can't control what he does when I'm not around. Yeah. So that built trust issues for me.
Absolutely.
I was just very controlling, one day he told me he was like I can't make you trust me, and he screamed it at me because it got to a point where it was like everything was an issue, and I'm like I can't make you trust me, and that was the first time like I really heard him, and he said this multiple times, and I really heard him, and I said, I just sat in the car and I was just like, what does that mean? Like, what does trust mean?
Right.
What does that mean for me?
Right.
And I heard letting go of control. The lack of trust is the lack of control. But I always saw me controlling things as a good thing. I got here because I controlled my path. I was able to achieve this because I controlled. So what happens if I let go of control? Bad, right? So I realized, okay, so God is telling me to let go of control. I just did that a year ago.
God bless.
This is only a year ago.
God bless.
And with me, I trusted her so much.
It's so different.
Yeah.
I trust her so much. That's how I even ended up in Miami.
Yeah. He
So
trusted
it's
me.
like with the
100%.
trust.
Like
It's like with the trust, we were parallel.
yeah,
Y'all two were the ones with the grip. I gotta have a tight grip.
Yeah.
And that's the same thing I was thinking. I was like, when is he gonna see? Like, he can trust me. I'm different.
Yeah,
he could just trust me.
Yeah.
Because when he would go,
But it has nothing to do with you.
right? Yes,
It literally comes from
yeah.
your past.
But when we were going through it,
we didn't know.
I could see that he couldn't see it. And like it didn't matter.
Yeah.
Just like he said, it didn't matter because it had to. Something had to take place inside of them. Yeah.
It has to be within.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I'm still growing.
And what were we really controlling anyway? We're not going to be controlling something.
Not a damn thing.
I can't make any decision unless God stamped it, approved it, and sent it down the line. There's nothing I did on my own.
I agree.
Like,
I totally.
I'm whole time I'm thinking I ate it up.
Yeah.
I did nothing.
Yeah. It's crazy.
It's so hard to watch that though when you're not like that. It's really, really hard. Yeah. Most of it.
But that's why I brought up the whole thing, because I feel like in this day, in this world of love and social media, I think we forget, not we, but people forget the real lessons. Like, you guys been together 10 years. Most married couples don't last 10 years.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
About to be 12.
Yeah. That's true.
And so I look at that, and so I know the backstory. Like, I know there was battles. I know there was healing. I know nobody lasts that long and not go through anything. It's impossible.
Yeah.
It's impossible. Yeah. But for you guys to be so young on that journey, and again, by the time we got together, we were older. So I need to wait till 10 years. I already, we both were there. We done it. So I know what's going on.
Yeah, at that age, you should know what you want.
That's what I'm saying.
You should already have those.
That's what I'm saying. But then you got a lot of young people out here jumping off the ship, jumping off the boat, getting engaged, getting married.
You don't even know
that
who you
scares
are.
me.
That's what I'm saying.
That scares me.
That's what I'm saying.
Because right,
and then the people who are single are rushing to want to be in a relationship. Like, this time that you're single, that you can be by yourself and you can work on yourself, it's so valuable and it's so precious to learn how to love you.
Yeah.
To learn how to love you, because trust me, anyone who's single right now can attest to there's so many people who have let them down.
Absolutely.
So many people who have let them down in life, that they depended on this person, they couldn't get what they wanted out of that person, whether it's love, attention, whatever. Right now, you can give yourself all of that and then some.
Yeah.
You really can treat yourself so well and develop so well. Just take that time to do that. Like, don't chase after aesthetics, being in a relationship. Yes, relationships do progress you also, of course. It's the union is,
Yeah, but you need that self-love, though.
Yeah, you do.
There's nothing like that.
And you have to learn who you are. You think you know who you are.
Yeah.
You don't know who you.
In order for you to love somebody else, you gotta love yourself. That's the point by period.
But here's the thing. I don't think I ever really began to learn to really love myself as more than just this concept until me and God got really, really tight. Like, once you know what I mean? Like, just my best friend. Just talking to him all day, all throughout the day.
Absolutely.
And what happened was that intimacy left me with such... I was just over... I was like... My mind was blown at how much God loves me. When you know that God loves you that much, you totally see yourself differently. And then I also felt like, well, now... So that's the bar for the man that comes into my life. And I have to say, he's measured up. He has absolutely measured up. Like, he always talks about how the scripture says,
when I was a child.
No. Husbands, love your wives.
Oh yeah, I don't know why God put that in the Bible.
Loves
Ain't
the
that
church.
messed up?
It's
God
not
put in the
messed up.
Bible, it's messed up.
It's not messed up.
God, he put in the Bible. Husbands, love your wife. It's messed up, y'all.
No,
as
not.
Christ,
Love your wife as Christ.
love the church. Christ,
that's a hard.
But that means you commit yourself. You are the protector. You're the head.
Let's just talk about Christ for a minute.
No judgment free.
Christ was
unconditional.
He was beaten.
Yeah.
They stabbed him in his side.
You would take. You're supposed to take that.
Okay, wait.
You're supposed to take
He
that
said,
for your wife.
husbands, love your wives as Christ loved the church. He didn't say, husbands, you will be crucified like...
No.
But that's what Christ did for the
But
church.
if it came to that.
It means you commit yourself.
You're already doing it, dog. That's what I'm saying.
It means you commit yourself.
Yeah. That's
I'm
what
joking. I'm being funny. I'm joking. Yeah, he's already doing it, though.
It is, but you know what? All jokes aside, though, that's how serious the responsibility
it
is.
I
You know.
Yeah, I do.
You know, but how many men out there? There's a lot of people that get married, and I hear a lot of men. You know, I feel like everybody wants a wife, and everybody wants to get married, and she bad, so you want to secure that one, right? But how many men are saying, I want to be a husband?
Absolutely.
I want to serve a woman who I love for the rest of my life, because that's what a husband is. It's not just somebody who just, I'm claiming her.
Yeah.
She's mine.
Yeah.
Like, you're a husband. That's a of course, we have a responsibility, too.
No,
I'm not saying it's just y'all.
No.
But
he didn't put it in the Bible, though, y'all.
Yes, he did.
He didn't put it in the Bible.
Be quiet. It's in the Bible.
It ain't in the Bible.
Yes, it is.
What does it say?
That we're to love our husbands.
No. It's not in
Yes,
the
it
Bible.
does.
No.
Where?
Rob,
It doesn't say, wives, love
Yes,
your
it
husband
does.
as Christ loved the church. It's not in the Bible.
Can you stop being annoying?
It's
You know
somewhere.
daggone
It's
well.
somewhere in there.
Well, what needs to be in there is in there. And
What
you got
needs
a
to be
problem
in
with
there
it.
is
This
Closed book.
You got a problem.
I don't.
Okay.
I don't.
He about to get crucified.
Oh my
Oh
goodness.
my God, there you go.
See?
I'm joking. Why would you
Jokes.
joking?
I was getting right now.
Her joke is him up.
Put you on the cross.
Exactly.
Put you on the cross.
Give me that whip. Give me that whip. Shut up. I was getting right now, Master.
Stop.
I don't know why you
Clip
keep
that.
doing
I
that.
mean,
I don't think it like that.
No,
I think he
I don't know why
thinks
you
it's
like
funny.
to do
It's
that.
joke.
It's
It's
funny.
not funny.
Men do
You're
that.
not treated
Carlos
like
does the
that.
same.
I done
I
it
think
to
it's
her.
funny.
I done it to
Well,
her
then
this
maybe
It's not
weekend.
funny.
Maybe we should with them. Maybe we should then. Because that's what they're asking for it. Maybe that's the mistake
Like
we're making.
what's that movie? This Christmas
It's Christmas.
when he was getting out the shower.
Oh yeah.
She had the baby oil on the
She put
floor.
the baby oil on the
Oh
floor.
Lord.
Yeah, and whipped
No,
his
no,
butt.
no, no,
Whipped
no.
his butt.
No.
She whipped him?
Yeah, she
Oh, she
Yes.
did.
Yeah, she whipped
And then
him.
she took the car and drove it into the.
into the over the embankment.
Yep.
This Christmas.
Maybe we should watch that.
Yeah, we gotta watch that.
Funny.
Yeah.
That sounds
You
funny.
love that movie.
Anyways, back on
I
topic.
know, my bad.
What is the topic anymore?
So, last thing.
Time and season. I just want to say the time and season is everything. Time and season is everything.
It is. You
I
can't rush it.
could go on and on, but I don't know if y'all want if we want to go that way.
Where we at?
Time and
I can't even
season.
see it.
So
It's
we're
still-
It depends
talking
on
about trust and trusting each other, and I feel like everything that has happened, everything that we're talking about is what has taught us that we need God.
Period.
And then we need
And
to
that's
trust.
where we're going
And then we
next.
need to trust Him.
Amen.
You're not supposed to depend on your daggone
Amen.
own mind for everything. That's why we have Him.
Amen.
So we're all there. There you go.
I
Cheers. we all know we need to.
For sure.
Amen.
It's
For
about
sure.
trusting God.
Amen.
For sure.
That's it. It's
Amen.
that simple.
Amen.
Like at some point you're gonna realize you are, no matter what, you need Him.
Yeah, you need God.
You need Him.
There is no
It's not a
relationship.
it's not about
you can't have a
being
relationship
weak or
without God.
anything.
It's impossible. It's impossible.
You can't have anything without.
This is true.
You can't.
This is true.
You can't have
This is true.
success in anything without Him. Because the only thing down here is just it's devil's play.
Yeah.
That's it.
Ain't nothing out there in these streets.
And your own will, and your will will not lead you.
Even for us, like I said, I love to be home. I love to be home. When I leave to go to work in the world.
I leave
I literally have to drag him out the house though.
Yeah, because I had enough of the world. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm good. Like you gotta go out there to
He's
go to
happy.
work.
He's got his video game now.
I got my wife.
He's
I'm-
happy.
I don't.
Yeah.
And the other day you felt kind of bad, like, cause I was like, "You playing your little game?" And he's like, "Babe, okay, I'm coming. I'm gonna turn." I'm like, "No, enjoy your game. It's fine." I'm really grateful that this is what he loves: to be at home, to be working at home, to be up under me, watching TV or watching a movie, having dinner with me. You know, like I'm very
You
grateful.
want to be outside all the time.
with you. I want to be outside with you.
Exactly.
Yeah. He's saying when you want to be in the house with me all day, and I'm like, let's be together outside.
Yeah.
That's my wife. She's like, yeah.
Because I'm more of a like.
But I've compromised.
Yeah, if I want to be outside, I want to like enjoy nature. She wants to like do fun
Shop.
stuff. So.
Shopping, yes, but more so like doing things. Like I want to experience stuff. Like I want to go karting. I want to do.
But again, that's how Niara was raised.
Yeah.
Like, let's go. Yeah. Where are we going? We going. We're always going. We're always going to do something.
Not me.
Yeah.
I said, man, it's right in the house. Are you going? Okay, honey.
Yeah.
Now he does that. He does that, which is you still
I'm very
end up
settled
with me
now.
a lot.
I'm
But
very
in the
settled.
beginning, you didn't want me going anywhere without you. Nowhere.
I did.
I'd be like, babe, I'm just.
But a lot of that is.
I'll be right back.
Once again, letting go of the control.
Mm-hmm.
Like, okay, go ahead. I'm good.
Also.
Now I wasn't trying to control where she went. My thing was, okay, we go. I gotta spend money. The moment I walk out the door, I'm spending $50. It costs to walk outside.
Yeah.
It's like God charges me
But
$50
even when
to
he
walk
wasn't
outside.
spending, he still was.
Exactly.
He still acted like that. He was like, babe, you know how much that costs? Like, yes, leave me alone. I'm buying it.
Exactly.
Yes, I know how much. One time we went to a thrift store, right? And it was a really nice purse. And it was a nice size and everything. And he goes, mind you, I'm paying for it. He leans over, hey, that's $90. I'm just like, okay. So then I started telling him, babe, can you just go in the car, babe? Babe, just go in the car. I'll be there. I'll be there in a minute. Just
with a bunch of bags.
He didn't even look at the price.
But I am more like him now. I am definitely more like you now. I am. I'm not all the way there, but I'm definitely. I've grown. I've definitely grown.
Yeah. Growth is inevitable.
I feel like women are always. Usually, women are the ones who are guilty of spending more. Yeah.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
That's what.
But then you guys, y'all are
guy.
more simple. Yeah,
Unless
that's
you have
true.
a car
That's
guy.
true.
Have a car guy.
That's true.
Like even like the first when I got the car, I want to say like 4 or 5 years ago. That what I paid for that car don't add up to what you paid for those first 7 years on just stuff that you were buying.
Yeah, probably.
All the little stuff, cause she's like an Amazon, like a bunch of little things. Like every day she'll get a $5-10 package. You know, I'm
like
finally
Christmas every day.
8 years on relationship. I buy myself a gift as a car. Okay, like,
Right.
you know, it's a big gift, but I ain't buy myself nothing for 8 years.
8 years, yeah,
you know, so it's like, you know, and I wasn't even gonna do it. She was the one like, you should spoil yourself.
Well, because
What
it
does
was
that
his,
sound like?
it was perfect. Everything was perfect. It was
Yeah.
his dream car.
When I was a child.
And we found it for a great price. He just happened to get a bonus. It was like,
What kind of car was it?
it's time to.
370Z.
It's time to just
Yeah, the
get it.
370Z. Yeah, when
It
I
was
seen
time.
that, once I seen that in Tokyo Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift, I was like, I gotta get it.
Oh.
I gotta get that little car because it drifts. I was like, yeah, I want that car.
That's
That
dope.
was like my childhood dream car. But now that I'm
Now he has
older,
more dreams.
my dream cars were like, ooh.
Those dreams have to wait.
Yeah, those dreams. I'm gonna get there, but
You'll get
How y'all deal with money?
Exactly. You'll get there.
As a young couple, how y'all deal with money?
this is a very hot topic.
Listen, this is, if you name the podcast after this, oh,
It's a very hot
Lord.
topic because I
the
think
internet is gonna be on fire. This is a hot topic.
out of all the couples that we do associate with, and
I think we do it a little differently.
we do it differently.
than what we've heard.
Yes.
Than what we've heard. Our thing is there's one income for our household.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's one income and everything comes from there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So is it 50-50? I don't know.
We don't even
I
care
have
about
no
that.
clue.
We don't even care about that.
We
Who
know
makes
that these are the
more?
bills that need to be paid,
Yeah.
and this is the money that's
Yeah.
coming in.
Okay.
At first it was like that. Like it was like, this is what I make, this is what she made. I pay for this, I pay for that, I pay for that.
But when we were younger, he
Yeah,
paid
when we were
for
young.
like most of the stuff.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
I was in school. I was in school full time. I was also working full time,
Yeah.
but I was making like minimum wage, and he had just started at FedEx and had a pretty good salary. But he didn't have a salary yet. Pretty good hourly with overtime and stuff. So it made more sense at that time for him to pay more stuff.
And I was raised that way anyway.
Yeah.
Like, kind of the old school men pay for everything, you know. So it was just like, that was inevitable. Like,
Yeah.
I was just gonna do that. Period. But
I taught you that.
But as we both got salaries,
yeah,
it was like, yeah,
we decided to just make a joint account, put everything in there, and then
let everything come out.
This is everything, and then whatever. This is what we got to spend, and that's it.
This is what the experts suggest.
And I
I'm just gonna say that.
It's absolutely what the experts suggest.
Yeah.
I watch a lot of financial podcasts, which is really why we adopted this. And that's
easy.
When you're married, that is how it's. We're not married yet, but we obviously
right.
It made financial life easy.
I think I know why people don't do it.
I know you.
Because
they live in a bubble.
Because they don't trust each other.
Yeah.
Because I have to say honestly, like, so now I understand how important that is, right? But I have to say, for the majority of our marriage, I think when you. It took me so long to get to a point where I even had money like that, you know? So it was like, no, it's mine.
You want to hold on to it. There's that mentality
and here's
too.
the thing, for us to come together and as a couple to the point where we're doing things and we're on the same page about things, that takes time, right?
Yeah.
And so my spending was not good, and I didn't want him to interfere with it.
And that's a lot of things that happen on.
And that's
somebody is hiding something.
How much?
Somebody's overspending. Somebody has debt that they didn't tell the other person about. Somebody.
Yes. Now I can't say I was hiding. Like, he saw how much I was spending. He knew. Yeah. I didn't believe in bringing in bags and hiding them in a closet like women. Women always say, just hide it. Don't tell him. I'm like, no, I'm not a liar. I don't do that. I don't do cowardly stuff like that. But what was I gonna say?
That's good.
But you guys are doing.
I got a caveat.
That is, yeah.
So it's funny she said.
Oh, I was gonna say this real quick. I think people are hiding more than purchases.
Oh, for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I've heard of people hiding OnlyFans subscriptions.
Yeah, we've seen it on the
hiding
podcast.
lumps and loads of debt.
Hotel
hiding
bills
that they're sending their
like
mother
that.
money.
Yes.
They're sending their father
Side
this
chick
one.
money.
This is how I see it.
Hotel bills.
From my perspective, I see it as like.
Seriously.
If there's anything in your relationship that you have to hide, you should not be in that relationship.
Oh, well,
and even if it's one little thing that you feel like you can't say.
I agree.
You can't say it. Not that you tried, you thought, and you can't. You feel like you can't say it. No, that's not.
So
you shouldn't be in a relationship, and it's not their fault. It's your fault.
Right.
Like, you shouldn't be in a relationship.
Our first time going viral, it was our video on is social media destroying your relationship.
Absolutely.
Because our conversation
for a lot of people,
our conversation was, you should have each other's passwords. For everything, and so that really set
I was like, no.
off.
Yeah.
It was
passwords, it was a big one. Locations.
Having
saved. See,
that's another thing.
That's
like, what would I be doing? You know what I mean? He's my husband.
Why would it?
So why would he not know?
Why shouldn't he?
Where I am, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So that's, to me, that's really the issue. The
what
issue
would be
is
a
not
reason
the
I wouldn't
passwords.
want him to know where I am?
Is that they actually cannot be trusted.
Exactly. But these are
That's
all.
the issue.
But these are.
It could be more. I don't want to say that they can't be trusted. It could be trust issues because it could be two people not doing nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say that.
That's possible.
They could just have trust issues in general because they could both be two
previous relationships.
They just got trust issues.
Your friends' relationships. You keep listening to all your friends' drama. We're getting into yours.
The point is, it revolves around trust. I don't want to say that they don't want something.
That's still
it's trust
issues.
issues. So that's I'm gonna say it's trust issues.
Okay.
But it was so easy for me because it's like I never was someone to do a lot of spending. Period.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like when we do spend money, we're together. So we're gonna go out and I pay for it, whoever pay for it. It don't matter. And then she does a little bit of most of the spending. So what? Like it wasn't hard for me to make that decision. It's like combined accounts. When she's the one that said it first. Okay.
I don't know. Honestly, I'm realizing now, thinking about it, was that for so long, I didn't have
money trauma.
Once I was, and it was the first time, like at that point in my life, at almost 40 years old, was the first time I was starting to buy things for myself, buy new things for myself, buy jewelry for myself, and.
But I was gonna say.
So you kind of feel like. Yeah, it's an adjustment.
Yeah, but I also understood that that's where you were.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I did. Like,
yep.
I realized because, she had 4 kids, I had 4 kids. I realized time and season. Like that's my like that's I need to get that tattoo, but I don't like pain, so I'm not gonna get the tattoo. But if I did, that's what it would be. Everything has its time and season. And I remember saying to myself, I got to give her that because
some of it was.
If I force and control it, now we're back at square one. But she grew.
But I made him nervous a lot.
She made me nervous too. Like,
even though we were fine though.
We
were fine.
Because again, I'm always trying to control the future.
Yes.
I'm always trying to control. I'm trying to control the future. We okay today. Money goes like this, high and lows. I'm trying to ensure. I heard a guy say this he's gone now. He said money comes in ebbs and flows. He said the time to spend money is not when money is coming in. He said when money is coming in, that's the time to save it because there'll be a time when money's going to stop coming in. That's the time to spend. I never forgot that.
That's crazy. Never heard that.
Because when
I don't think money's ever going to stop coming in, but I'm just saying.
Yeah, me too.
well, I'm saying
you never know.
Well, I'm saying like you get a contract.
I didn't receive that one.
Because I remember there was time money wasn't coming in as much when we moved to Florida, and she took a break. It wasn't what we were making. You know, we both took pay cuts. She stopped working.
But was there a point where money wasn't coming in?
Right.
No, but there was like.
Let's take the phrase for what it is.
Okay.
There was no point where money was not
coming
in.
Okay.
And I realized there was like I know I told you this before, there was like some point in my life, probably like 17, 18, got my first job or whatever, I realized like I don't have something, I don't know, I just realized I didn't have to worry about money. I just felt that, like I don't have to worry about money.
And that's why she spends.
And that's why I spend. But I also save. I have a retirement plan. I have life insurance.
I love having control over spending impulses now.
Yeah.
I love that. That feels good to know, okay, I can buy that. I really like it. I don't feel like I need it. And then just walk out the store. Yeah. Like, I love that. Yeah. I love that. Because I can hear, when I hear that thought, I'm like, you've really grown. This is nice. And I feel good. I feel perfectly fine. I don't feel like I need it. I don't feel like I'm missing anything.
Yeah, absolutely.
But
doesn't it feel good?
So this is...
All right, so the camera cut, to be honest, and we got about 2 minutes to close this out. So first of all, I just want to say thank you for having us.
Thank you. Thank you.
It was a pleasure talking to you guys. It's crazy.
Thank you for flying in from Florida. No, just kidding.
They're paying for our airfare.
Exactly. See, we fly our guests in.
Yeah. They pay for food.
Flew out.
Yeah. But yeah, I think that they should tune into our podcast for part 2.
Okay.
We're definitely gonna do a part 2.
Yeah.
You know, let's continue the money conversation.
I think the money conversation.
Oh no, maybe grandbaby conversation.
Oh my goodness.
There will not be that.
She's monkey baby. Oh no, maybe grandbaby conversation.
Oh my goodness.
There will not be that.
Too soon. Part 17 when that comes.
So
part 17.
Somebody's anxious for nothing.
As we close this out, have you guys discussed a wedding date? A potential? Maybe a year?
No. We have so many ideas in our
plans.
mind.
Okay. We have so many future plans.
Okay.
The first thing is we want to get married. Okay. So however that happens.
No.
It's not
I'm talking
like
about a wedding date.
A wedding? No, we don't have.
No, we don't have
a year. Okay.
We don't have.
Okay, cool.
Ideally, we would like it to be on our anniversary.
Maybe it'll be around 2026. I don't see next year that happening for us. Right? What do you think? A wedding?
Wedding?
Yes. A wedding date.
Oh, wedding?
Yeah.
No time soon.
2026.
But getting married ASAP.
Okay.
ASAP.
Okay.
Yeah.
I got you.
But wedding, no time. Unless it's somehow free.
Getting married is the wedding. Technically, no matter how you do it, it's still a wedding.
Well, reception.
Got you.
No time soon.
I got you. Respect.
No time soon.
Respect.
It's not a priority for me to spend all that money. Unless it's some way for us to do it for free, we can do it tomorrow.
All right. Wow.
Yeah.
We have a lot.
That's just honest thoughts.
How much do y'all think y'all would need for a wedding?
Anything more than $3 is too much.
What?
No,
we have a lot of goals. We have a lot of goals in our relationship right now, and paying for people to eat is not one of them.
I know that's right. High five.
At all.
High five. I know that's right.
And I always say, the people that we've
And I always
that have had
thought-
the big weddings are now divorced.
Yeah.
I know people always say that. We always thought that I always thought that I wanted this big, like super, like, you know what I mean? The girl's dream, you know. But as an adult, I have been humbled.
Very nice.
I have been humbled. And that's not to say, oh, I'm broke or anything like that, because it never gave that. But
You wise. That's all.
I have plans and I have goals that I want my money to go towards, and we can still celebrate our union without spending thousands of dollars.
Okay. Well, y'all heard it.
How do you feel?
No, I'm on the same page.
Yeah,
Amen
because
to
we
that.
talked about it millions. I don't know why I asked him.
Yeah,
I asked him just like put
these
input.
conversations that we had, we talked about plenty of
But
times.
yeah.
Honestly, I never regretted our small, intimate wedding.
Not at all.
Never.
Not at
Because our focus was we were always about the
Us.
marriage.
See, that's how
Yeah,
I
yeah,
feel.
yeah.
And I told her that. Like, I feel like I want it to be more intimate than the whole big thing like that. I feel like people do that. It's more for everybody to see something. Like, I want it to be personable. Like, even if it's 10, 15 people or nobody, just me and her, I'm happy with
absolutely.
that. Just
Absolutely.
me
Wow.
and her
Respect,
showing our
respect.
love for each other and displaying that to each other is great enough
Yeah.
for me.
And that's all that matters.
That's all that matters.
You'll know when you know.
Guys, thank y'all for checking out the
Period.
podcast for this camera die again. Thank y'all for checking out the Fuck and Ballads. Hope y'all tune in for another podcast.
Yeah.
But you want to say anything else?
We'll see you part 2.
Yeah.
We'll be back
Part
another
2.
one. Y'all remember to check out the channel. I'm going to put the link somewhere around
Click
here.
the link below for part 2.
Yeah, I'm really bad at putting
There
links,
you
y'all,
go.
so I just put it right on
He
on
will
screen.
be putting the link.
Okay, I'm going to put a link below. My bad.
We'll remind
My
him.
bad.
We're here for one thing.
Exactly. I'm going to put the link below.
He did everything else.
We'll
But we'll
keep
do
him
the links.
accountable.
We'll do the links.
Right, Mom? We're going to keep him accountable to put the link in the
Well,
bio.
this is a long
Or in the
closing.
bio.
Exactly.
He will.
Do we
He's
still-
gonna do it.
Is it
No, it's still
He's
good.
not
Y'all
good.
make sure y'all like, share, subscribe. We'll see y'all in the next video. Peace.
Subscribe.
Peace.
Bye.
Bye, guys.